And 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight I have Carl, Andy, and George. And we are the Monday Blues, proudly brought to you by Globalnet Solutions Australia, Mercadante, Woodfire, Pizzeria, Elite Plastering Group, Kami Projects, Zak Nasser from YPA, RAZ Homes, the Bottle Pascaval, and Damo Finance. And we are here with the round 7 preview. It is the Baggers going up against the Cats, round 7, Sunday, 27th of April, 2025 at 3:20 p.m. at the home of football at the MCG. Justin Akari, the day that TMB start on time is the day number 17 comes home.
Never.
We might be waiting a while. Gents, how are we doing? It's a week. It's been almost. Yeah, we're coming up to a week now since our last game. How are we feeling going into what is a pretty big game for us? You'd feel.
Not bad. Wasn't. Maybe we should put the teams up first before you ask that question.
Yeah, it's the longest break we've had. Longest break, and it's a first Sunday game.
It is our first Sunday game.
It is. It feels like ages, right? Because we've been playing Thursday nights, Fridays, Saturdays. So the weeks felt long. And we've effectively got to look at every other fixture, bar I think the Hawthorn West Coast game before we get to ours. So yeah, just eagerness, right? I think a lot's been made of the last wins we've had has been Kangas West Coast Kangas, and we need a scalp. So I'm keen. And what better scalp to have? Yes, Macca, that's right. Messaged me earlier this week. Today, Cats by 80. He went early.
Oh, wow.
He's been giving it to me for 6 months. You're lucky you got a message today. I cop it every day. He messaged me the other day. He's like, mate, I got to get something off my chest. And I'm like, go on. I knew exactly where it was headed. And he's just like, I fucking hate Carlton. He goes, I hate when you win. It burns me when you win. So it's going to be sweet when we smash those dogs on the weekend. Cats. We smash those cats on the weekend.
That'll be good.
How you doing, Georgie?
Good otherwise. Yeah, just back to work next week after a nice little stint of parental leave, which has been, very blessed, very lucky to have that. A little bit sleep deprived, but other than that, good. Just raring to go. I think Carl, you know all about it. Yeah. Mal as well. It's Carl definitely. Carl's a seasoned veteran. Yeah,
How is the little one anyway, Georgie?
Carl, how many kids you got now, Carl? 16?
Oh, fuck, I lost count, man.
One for every flag,
17 on the way.
Whistling the Carlton Footy Club theme song tended to calm him down today, actually. So that's a nice little hack. It did. Then he cried and shat his pants after that. That's
probably child abuse.
No, it must have. The song must have reached the halfway point, and obviously that's expected to happen.
How you going,
all right, doing well. So I don't know if I've said anything about it on the podcast yet, but I've decided at the ripe old age of 33 that I'm going to take up footy. So I'm actually playing my first game this week. I'm pretty excited.
Ever? You're lacing up the boots.
Not ever. No, I played for the same team a couple of back in 2019. I feel like it was. So a long time ago. But since then, running has been non-existent. So. Yeah. The composure is there. Obviously, that comes with age and wisdom, and the decision-making is all there. But after, I think, one stoppage, I'll need to be subbed off for about 10 or 15 minutes.
Where are you playing? What position?
Centre-half
bench. Very good. I'm his coach, apparently.
We need to go pro. We need the email footage for the play. That'd be great.
I'll have to work something out. Get some
glasses
for the review. The Ray-Ban glasses.
The Ray-Bans.
But other than that, no, good. Started a new role recently as well, so things are good. Things are good outside, and obviously with the 2 wins with Carlton, it just I didn't get a chance to jump onto the review this week. However, the West Coast win felt a lot different than the North win. I felt like the North win was a lot more complete, a lot more rounded. And obviously now that I'm a footy player, I can actually see the game in a different way. But having said that, I'm going into this game with a I don't know, a rejuvenated level of confidence that I haven't had this year. And yes, it was only North. However, the pressure that we brought in that game, the intensity that we brought to that game, the kicking accuracy that we had in that game, just the general flow of the ball is enough to sort of increase the confidence levels going into the Cats. And yes, I genuinely believe that if we play that style of footy again, we'll be there or thereabouts with the Cats. And the Cats are the benchmark, right? Cats, as much as I hate to say it, Collingwood, maybe not Brisbane, GWS, they're sort of the benchmark of the competition at the moment. And I think if we play that style of footy, we're going to be hard to match. We've seen it last year. So that's where I'm at.
I wish you're right, mate.
Let's see.
Justin goes, This one from Enzo is pretty good. I can see Amal running down the wing, 4 bounces, kicking the ball to the sound of woof. Shout out to
that or someone calling me a dog. We'll see.
Shout out to Mus. What's Mus doing these days?
Mus,
Mus in Bali.
He's living it up. He's
enjoying himself a lot, isn't he?
Took him 3 business days to get back to my message.
Getting a 10 on his ass.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, with that being said, let's quickly bring up the teams. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The ins for the moment are at least Harry Mackay, Lockie Cowan. And good to have him back. You would think that both Harry and Lockie would be locks for the team. However, Sam Doherty is probably the most questionable one. Brian Myers out for Geelong is a big one, that he's such a good player to watch. But you would think that the system-based footy that they play, they would have the stocks to be able to fill his boots, so to speak. So how do we feel about those ins for Carlton, boys?
Look, I don't know. I don't mind leaving the team the way it was. However, if I was to make any changes, I'd probably just bring in Mackay for Young. Although I think Young probably deserves another crack at it, and probably give Mackay another week's rest. Doherty's definitely a no for me. And I don't know, maybe Cowan back straight in is a bit touch and go.
How long did he miss?
3 weeks, I think. He got injured against Collingwood.
Against Collingwood, yeah.
It's a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Just going to quickly bring it up one more time. I think for me, the Harry probably comes in for Young for mine. But if Weeders is touch and go, if Weeders is not going to get up at the moment, they're saying he's a bit more than 50-50. But if he doesn't get up, you probably keep Young in.
He goes to the back.
And he goes to the back, and then Harry comes in. Doc is a bit of a tough one when, obviously he was omitted and he didn't play, obviously, in a VFL. There was no game last week, but he was an emergency. So I think it's comfortable having him as an emergency. Probably Cowan too, right? But I don't think you muck around too much. I reckon it's Harry for Young if it's a straight swap. Otherwise, it'll be Harry for Weeders.
I think Harry comes in regardless.
Too much.
Yeah. I think Harry comes in regardless for Young.
Yep.
My tip is that Weeders won't play. It's got Carlton written all over this. Typical Carlton injury. Yeah. Where he's all right. And then he just didn't pull up well in the last training session.
They won't even say that. They'll say illness.
Yeah, probably.
So it was all over the news as well. They're like, he hobbled off and he's not doing, he's 60-40 or whatnot. But I reckon it'll be like right up until Sunday. I reckon they'll give him that chance.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know about you guys, but I got real nervous when I started seeing rumors that it was a PCL. Fuck, I thought, damn, that's bad.
Yeah.
He's too important. He's too.
He's
literally
the
rock.
most.
He the
important.
most.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most.
Yeah. We've seen what happens without him. Like, do you remember the Sydney game last year? We're up by 3 or 4 goals. And then we probably scored another 2 goals for the rest of the game and conceded about 48.
2022 as well.
Yeah.
Like, him out of the side, the different, and obviously when you take Newman has been out as well. That's your leadership in the back line is decimated. So yeah, hopefully back to 100% soon. I think it's.
Do you play him?
Too important.
Do you play him if he's injured, or do you give him a week?
Give him a week. You can't
You
play.
got to
It's
give
not
him a
worth
week.
it.
Yeah, you got to give him a week. It's still early in the season.
Yeah.
This
Long
is a
season.
50-50 game, right? It's not like, I don't know. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they jab him up. Side note on the ins and outs. I don't think we should underplay how important Graham Myers is to Geelong.
Yes,
He's huge.
Because
yes.
when he got subbed off last week, I don't actually know if he got subbed off or taken off. Either way,
He got knocked out.
Yeah. But I don't know if he was like sub or whatever. Either way, the scoring dried up for Geelong. He was that link. I think he was involved in 5 scoring involvements up until that point. And his disposal inside 50 killed Hawthorn. So that's a massive loss for them. That's a massive loss.
It's a great call because Andy, because last year I think he was 5th or 6th in the AFL for goal assists. So he's absolutely integral to the way their forward line works. So even getting on the scoreboard, like he'll give you 20 a season or whatnot, but his score involvements and his assists, he's everywhere. So going into this match, it was him and then not letting Bailey Smith get uncontested footy, delivering it inside 50 as well. That was like the two, sort of red flags for me, so to speak. But it's a big loss for them. Yeah, good call.
Would be good. This would be the game to have Alex Cincotta back tagging. That would be brilliant. How far is he? He's only a couple of rounds away, isn't he?
It's like round 9.
9, I think, yeah.
Something, which is, as Carl says...
Round 13, 14.
Yeah.
For an update.
Do you reckon we chuck a tag on him, though, having said that?
Who, though? Who? We don't have taggers. The only tagger that we had is Cincotta, and I know Hewitt has played the tagging role in the past, but you can't put Hewitt as a tag. He's been our best player.
Maybe Cottrell.
Has he got the body?
Yeah. No.
You can give it a crack, I guess. He can run.
Wait, who are we tagging?
Smith.
Sniff.
Smith. I don't know. It's a good one.
You see how it goes in the first, and then you take it from there.
Max Holmes as well. Like Holmes is, do you do like you let, say, Walsh and Smith battle it out, just trust both of them to get their jobs done from both coaches. And then, you got Hewitt, Holmes, Cripps. Danger's obviously one that they're going to throw forward. Yeah. How early is going to be interesting.
We struggle. Whenever someone like a Dangerfield or a Petrarca has gone forward, it's killed us. It has absolutely killed us. And for me, every single time we play Geelong, the most important matchup is Jeremy Cameron for me.
He's always ripped us.
He's the guy. He's in my opinion, he on his day is the best player in the league on his day. So, and he seems to have his day against Carlton quite a bit.
All the time.
So, yeah. Do you remember that game where he just killed us? Kicked 6,
we
got
won.
30
goals from everywhere.
We won still. Yeah, we won. We should have won by probably another 5 goals. But he was single-handedly keeping them in the game.
I think that was the game Young was on him. I think Wieders was that, wasn't he?
Yes.
I hope whoever it was.
Round two.
Yeah, it was an early one. Yeah. Whoever that was, don't put him on Jeremy Cameron again. Because he kicked 6 and got 30.
Yeah. The thing with Cameron is he moves around the ground so much. He is so mobile as their key tall forward. You almost feel like they're trying to model Curno's game around Cameron. and even Harry's to an extent, like push up the ground, get the mark, bring
Mm.
it in, and then make your way back into the forward line as well.
Mm.
But Cameron is just so much more leaner. He's
not
got
lazy.
That, he's not lazy as well. Yeah, like Kerno and obviously I think Mackay's a bit better athletically, but Kerno, he's such a good player, Cameron. Oh my god.
They got a lot of good players, man. Max Holmes, like him going off injured in the prelim probably cost them a spot in the grand final and ultimately a premiership. He is phenomenal. They've got so many good players. It's a big test for us this week. It's a really big test to see where we're at.
Good call from Lana, actually. Sauce hasn't been beaten once. This is the interesting one. Do you let Sauce run with him? Obviously, depending on what happens with Weeders will probably line up on him. But they've also got is it Mana and Neil? I think they're the big forwards.
Neil, Mana. They got
Stengel.
that. Stengel. There's that other guy too.
Sardal will probably run with Stengel, I'd assume.
Oh.
I think Sauce is maybe a bit too slow to match up on Cameron. But
who's the one they picked up from Collingwood? The brothers. There's two of them.
Henry.
Henry.
One of them's out.
Yeah, well, I hope it's the good one.
Yeah, I think the backman's out, I think.
No, the good one's the forward one.
That's
the forward's one. He's playing.
And he's a gun, man.
He's a freak. He's always given us a handful as well.
Ollie Henry, that's right.
McGovern might run with Cameron.
Yeah, that's a good one. He can run. He can mark, he can spoil. He's just not in form.
Great turn.
You know? So maybe just having a lockdown role is a way to get him back into form. Someone who's going to find the ball is going to take him to the ball, you know? So it's going to be a tough game. It's such a important game. We can't undervalue just how important a win against Geelong would be to our season.
Oh yeah.
You know? We beat Geelong. Then we play Adelaide. I don't want to look too far ahead. We play Adelaide. That's going to be a tough game.
Up there, yeah.
So, if we can win one of them, it'll really boost our stocks, in the coming weeks. And I'd rather get the win this week, so we've got our tails up against Adelaide to maybe win 2 in a row. I don't want to lose this week. Then you go into Adelaide like we just suck.
Yeah.
And
you can already sort of predict the headlines that are going to come out of it. If we lose to Geelong, then we're under serious pressure going into Adelaide because we could be 0-2, and then bang, we're 2-6 instead of being possibly 3-5 or 4-4.
2-6 sounds horrid.
Yeah, that's very
it
bad.
is.
Yep.
It is.
Wow.
You could almost
I never
say
even thought of that.
Yeah, you could almost say that's season done.
That's season done. It is season done. 2-6, you're done.
This is season over versus season alive. That's what it is. Like, it has to come down to that, right? You need this scalp. It's one of the before the Kangas and West Coast games last year. I think it was Richmond and Geelong were the last two before that.
Yeah.
Obviously, had we have beaten Richmond in round one, we'd be in the 8, pushing for a spot in the top, 5 or 6 now. But what's happened has happened. This is the scalp. Absolutely, it does. And to be honest, so does the Doggies and Hawks game when you're up at halftime as well.
And Collingwood.
Yeah,
Collingwood, we won 3/4 of that game.
Yeah. Yep. So you can only look at obviously what's in front of you. This is a scalp, and Mel, like you said, you don't want to be in that position. So season over versus your season's alive. So
absolutely.
Cool.
Well, how are we going to win this? Right, we've got our problems up or in the back line for our back line. Where is this game going to be won for Carlton? Is it going to be out of stoppage and clearance again?
Pressure. Smalls again. We've got to bring that same game style on the forward line.
Yeah, they were big. How good has
Charlie
been so far?
Everyone. You can't fault anyone in the forward lane, even Motlop.
Nah, I'm not sold on him yet. He came.
No,
he kicked
definitely
goals.
not. But he had a good game. I got to
He
give it
kicked
to him.
goals in junk time. He showed up in junk time, and junk time started halfway through the third quarter.
Still kicked them, but so.
And the tackling, right? Like, keep up that manic. So look at how we beat them last year, right? We just restricted them. We were harassing them. We were all over them. didn't let them breathe, didn't let them have uncontested footy, and we were taking our chances. Harry was pinging them from the boundary line, right?
Yeah.
But going back to that game, that we all, as fans, we all felt like, oh my god, this is the start of something pretty special, right? We all thought September dreaming and whatnot. So you look at how we beat them though during that game. We were manic. We were absolutely manic at the ball and taking our chances. So we just need a repeat of that. The forward line is hopefully now, clicking, firing on all cylinders, and the midfield, yeah. So Carl, like you said, pressure, not letting their absolute guns have a field day.
Just building on like the pressure talk, the way we beat them, and I'm going to go a bit left field. So I don't know if anyone's a fan of WWE, right? But for the last probably 6 or 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, John Cena turned heel, right? Now I know wrestling. I don't like using the fake word. We understand it's scripted and all that, but John Cena turned heel. That means bad guy, and he did whatever he needed to do to win, right? And he won. He's just recently, like the other day, WrestleMania, wins the championship, all that. Carlton need to turn heel. Carlton need to be the bad guys. We need to be that unsociable, like just mean. We were bullying teams at our best, right? We were physically intimidating teams. I don't know where that's gone. And I think that needs to come back into our game. We need to be mean again. We need to get that edge, that bit of see you next Tuesday again. Like, I feel like that's so important to our game. And it's been missing. And I think if we find that, and if we go that route, then it's game on. Definitely game on. Because the Cats just had a really, really tough game against the Hawks. Nobody took a step back in that match. So there'd be some tired and sore bodies for sure. And with the 9-day turnaround for us, why can't we?
There's no excuse for us this week.
Just you said something about you obviously referring back to the WWE. What was that wrestler's name?
Do it.
And his name is John Cena. And his name is John Cena.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Had to be done.
What a heel turn though. It was that's up there with like Hulk Hogan joining the NWO back in the day, which was absolutely iconic.
I'm telling you, man.
We can make this a WCW WWE show. I'll talk about it all night. I'm happy.
I'm a wrestling nerd, bro. I love it, And I remember watching, Carlton a couple years back, even last year, and we would intimidate teams. We would bully these teams, and we've just lost that. And I saw a bit of it against North, and yes, North. I'm not going to harp on about it, but why can't we try that against good teams? Why can't we get into the faces of these good teams and be that mean, bad, unsociable team? Why do we have to be nice? Why do we have to be liked? Who cares? Look at Collingwood. Nobody likes Collingwood except Collingwood supporters. And they're the happiest supporters in the country. You know what I mean? It's like they feed off that negativity. Why can't we? Why can't we embrace that negative, that hard, I don't know.
No comment.
There is. It's like we are too nice, right? You look around the club. We've said it for ages. You look at the players. So many times you'd say, "Oh, you'd love like a Maynard in the back line, or you'd love and the sort of Cowan was starting to look like that sort of player." Or I think the last really hard player we had was like a Mitch Robinson, that would line up, an opposition player. There was actual fear when someone like that's around the ball. We don't have enough of those figures, I think, in the team.
The chat's going off about wrestling, by the way, boys. I love this shit. Hey, man, if you just want to talk about wrestling, hit me up. I'm a nerd. Let's do a group chat on Instagram or something. Just mark out over wrestling. I'm in. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we're right in this game, as it stands. And people can, like, the media is going to be right onto us because, they've only beaten North and West Coast in the last however many months and they're downhill skis. Well, let's find out. We're going to learn so much about Carlton this week. So much.
I think the weather's going to be not the best as well, yeah? So it might be a scrappy game.
Tell you what,
Sunday.
hope the MCG doesn't flood. Remember last time?
I think it's going to be wet.
Far
Sunday
out.
won't be as bad, I don't think.
No.
Tomorrow they're forecasting biblical rains, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I don't think Sunday will be too bad. And I saw a comment that I did really like here. There was this one, and if you want to spark fear into the other team, play the Undertaker's music after every goal. Can you imagine hearing this every time Carlton ran out?
Far out. I'd froth. I would actually froth.
Just quietly, that's like George Wardlaw's goal song. Did you all hear that last week when he scored the goal? It was like that that classical
music.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bit of a.
It was Mozart.
Well, there you go. So
Yeah. Requiem.
Yeah.
One of my
There you
favorite
go.
songs when I'm here you going. You know what I mean? When you hear Andy playing that, Andy needs to go home ASAP.
All right, let's get on with predictions. Your leading goal kicker, best on ground, winning margin. Let's go. Who's going to go first?
I'll go. Look, I'm nothing against Doc, but I hope Doc doesn't come in. Just think he's just a bit. Game's past him a bit. I'm going to go Carlton in a very close one. A very close one. I reckon we win by a goal, a kick, 6 points. I think Charlie's going to have a day out again. He'll kick 5 or 6. And BOG, you know what? You probably can't go past George Hewitt. Backing him again. George Hewitt.
Good call.
30 plus. Amal, son, what do you reckon?
Who do you think's going to win, Carlton or Geelong? Carlton? By how much?
120.
1 point? There you go. Carlton by 1.
Fuck, I'll take that.
We haven't had a close, heart attack one in a while.
Compared to the start of last season.
Yeah.
I reckon we can expect it. I think this will be tight. This certainly will be tight. I'll go since I'm already halfway through it. Carlton by 1. I reckon. I would love to see Harry come back and just get a couple of early goals. I just don't know if he's capable of doing it. I reckon Charlie will kick another 4 this week. He had a good game against North, but again, it's only North. If Charlie wants to, sort of solidify himself as one of the best forwards again in the game for season 2025, he needs to do it against a team like Geelong. So I'm backing in Charlie to go 4 goals. And I reckon I reckon Durden might get close to that as well. Thank you. Best on ground, I reckon Walsh. Sorry, guys, 1 sec.
Nice.
I'll take over. Blues by 13. Blues by 13. Charles with 4. Sam Walsh to have a field day. I'll back him in for a goal and 30. And just be absolutely everywhere. Back to you, Amal.
Carlton by a point. Kerno with 4. I reckon Durden will get close to that amount of goals as well. And best on ground, Hewitt. I mean, you can't really go past him at this point. He's like a lock at the moment. That's me.
I'm backing us. I'm backing us as well. I don't know if we're off there.
This is the first time since the Richmond game we're all in.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying, if we go in this and I'm in my heel mode now. That's it. Like, I just think we go in as the bad guys and we walk out as champs. That's what we got to do. You just got to walk in, do whatever it takes to win, and get out. Don't care how dirty it is. I don't care by how much. Just get in, get the job done, and walk out. I'm going to say the Blues by 12. Charlie has to be the guy. You know, I think Charlie just, if Charlie doesn't kick 3 or 4, I don't think we can win against Geelong. I think he just has to kick a bag. And I actually think Harry's going to have a good game. I think he's going to get a lot off his chest and he's going to score 2 or 3 and he'll play up the ground. I think, yeah. And best on ground, I'd love to say Georgie Hewitt, but I'm feeling, as Justin would say, the baby goat, Sam Walsh. I think the baby goat, Mr. Dior himself, has a good game. I'm saying 30 plus and a goal. Sam Walsh. I want an epic celebration from Walsh when he kicks the sealer. That's what I want.
That one, the one that he did against Melbourne, that was.
Yeah. What do I remember? The dancing hands, whatever he did, whatever they're called. I think that was against Collingwood.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What's this one from Otlab recently? This one that he does.
Looking for change.
Someone else started to do that as well in Carlton.
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
That's a bad one.
Oz8 says, so cheat to win, Andy. Oz,
Yeah, why not?
by any means necessary, get the win and get out. I don't care if we're yeeting off the top rope. I don't care if we're fly kicking. I don't care if we're spearing. We're getting the win. Get the W and walk out. Deal with the one game suspensions if you need to. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just get the win and get out, man. I don't care how you do it. Just get it and go. Because I don't want to be 2-6. Amal, as soon as you said that, it's just stuck with me. I don't want to be 2-6. 2-6 is disgusting, bro.
It should be on everyone's mind, including everyone at the clubs. It is very, very possible that we could go 2-6 over the next 2 rounds, or we could be 4-4. 3-5 happy medium.
Remember we were 8-3 and we were on top of the world. Oh, good. Nah, got to get it done. Build a bit of momentum. Get this scalp. This is important. What have you seen, Andy? Andy's looking for something.
This made me laugh. Remember doing this as a kid?
Yes. Everywhere. Just getting told off in grade 2, grade 3.
In grade 2, my parents were called into school because I kept doing it to the teacher. I wouldn't stop. I just couldn't stop.
Now, for those, I was just going to say, for those not in tune with the wrestling and their Generation X, as a grade 2, you weren't forcing your teacher to do any of those actions. You were forcing you were showing them the signal. We're not saying there was any. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. That's terrible. But it took. I bought 99. Was it 99, 98, 99 until like the early 2000s? That took the world by storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to get turned into a full WWE conversation. So
Mate, I'm in. I'm telling you, I'm in. Yes. I'll tell you what. If we win, Amal, you start the podcast on Monday with that theme because we are back from the dead. I'm telling you.
100%. 100%. What was that guy's name again?
And his name is John C.
It's so loud. It's apologies if you have headphones on.
All right, gents. Sunday, 3:20 p.m. I'm excited. I haven't been to a game in a couple of weeks, so this will be my first since who did we lose to last? Collingwood. Keen to be back at the G. Keen to be back watching some footy. I'm excited. It's going to be a good game. I reckon it will be seriously close, but I'm confident that we can get up and get the win, go into round 8, 3-4. which would be absolutely, well, not ideal, but
Take
be
it.
better. Yeah, you'll take it. 100% you'll take it. With that, gents, thank you so much for tonight, and thanks for all that were watching along. Georgie.
Don't forget the giveaway. Don't forget the
Oh,
giveaway.
yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah. If you're tuning in for the first time, 24 hours before the game and right up until the game, we are doing our weekly giveaway on our Instagram stories. Very simple. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at the Monday Blues Podcast. All you have to do is find the story, just drop your predictions in the box, Carlton by 43. And if you win, you're getting, if you get the closest to it or you get it right, you will win a $100 voucher to Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. I was actually there the other day. Always a pleasure to see Carlos. Get the Nutella pizza. I say this every episode. It is elite. Get a $100 voucher, mate. I'll tell you what, with the cost of living, $100 voucher anywhere is worth $100. So, make sure you enter. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. Boys, we're almost at 2,000 followers as well. So if you haven't followed us on Instagram already, head on over there at the Monday Blues Podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Get us to 2,000. Make sure you enter the giveaway. Doesn't cost you anything. Could win $100. And that's it. 123 Lygon Street, Carlton. Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria.
Fucking spot on.
Awesome. And with that being said, it is sayonara from the Monday Blues. Thanks, gents.
Yeet.
Sicky now.